Hello everybody, Edgar Fernandez from Safefficient Limited, located in Ontario, Canada. The topic of today, actually, and this always is going to be podcasted on SoundCloud.com/Safficient. And like I said, the topic of today is the importance of risk management in the pharmaceutical and in the fourth industrial revolution. So let's start. So I did some research on the Federal Drug Administration (FDA) webpage, uh, and I found this data. So warning letters. So how many warning letters has the FDA issued in the last 2 years? Well, in 2016 there were around 350, and in 2017 around 550. Warning letters. These letters they're known as Form 483s. But what does that mean for you, for the business, for the pharmaceutical industry? That means that we don't analyze data. That's the thing these numbers are telling us. And as you remember, in my last article, one number that was critical there is a 1%. So top management actually analyze 1% of the data that is being generated through many systems. Risk management is one of them, and that's the reason why it's become critical in this fourth industrial revolution. That is exactly that number is telling you. More than you are you are not in compliance, you are not, means a gap in your GMP management, in your GMP system management process, the general the good manufacturing practices. Yeah, all that is true. But if there is all that, also there are consequences of, there are the results of only one thing, that is data analysis. So but also most of these letters, actually I was reading a couple of them, and or not a couple, many of them, and they have common denominators. That means that you read them, they have pretty much, they have directly or indirectly common denominators, and one is the lack of the risk identification at many stages of the manufacturing process. So that means the same occurrence appears later or occurs later in a different stage of your process. So that means that you are not you stop on the CA, that is the corrective action, but also FDA is asking you to go to the PA, this is the preventive action. So you need to review the whole system to prevent the same occurrence or the same issue happens again. That's the thing it's telling. And that is, they notice that in the incident investigations, in the investigations where they conducted those audits. So actually there is a lack of risk. There is a lack of a risk management process. There are two standards actually in the pharmaceutical industry. There are new, but something that I want to stop here. I want to mention those ones, because they are very important. One is the ICHQ9, it's the pharmaceutical risk management, and is the ICHQ10, is the pharmaceutical quality system. These two standards, they describe the goals and the expectations that that companies in the pharmaceutical industry they need to go to, they need to achieve. And FDA actually is expecting, that is one of the expectations. And the reason why it's the only reason why they're asking for that is to protect the safety of the public. Well, so summarizing in this slide, so we are not analyzing data, the numbers are showing that. The second, okay. So the risk assessment under the ICHQ9 has these steps: is risk identification, risk assessment, evaluation, and control. And those four steps, there is the cycle, and then you communicate and you manage. Pretty much that's the system. When you identify, when you assess, when you evaluate, and when you control, the thing that you are doing there is data analysis. It's simple like that. Some other industries outside of the pharmaceutical, such as the chemical and the financial industry as well, they conduct a lot of risk assessments, not only for safety, especially in the financial industry. They do it for two things: for market and product development. So for them, it's very important to visualize all the possible scenarios and know what type of risk they can face, and then because of that they can adjust. They can actually predict behaviors, and actually they can develop in a very efficient and accurate manner marketing campaigns, for example. And also, by doing risk assessments, or having a risk management process in your company, in the pharmaceutical industry, they're gonna help you to make of the decision making process. Um, that decision making process is gonna be very well informed with a lot of data. That's gonna help you to decrease these forms for 83s. So that is mean now, because you are analyzing that, you have the system, you are identifying, you are assessing, you are evaluating, and you are controlling, communicating, and managing. So you're gonna actually identify and predict way better and control your process. That is gonna help you at the end to reduce injuries, to increase performance, to reduce cost, and to reduce waste. That's the reason why I put this slide, because it's a synonym of data analysis. So when the FDA issues these warning letters, in other words, they are telling you that you don't analyze data. I'm seeing that when the FDA issue a letter, actually everybody goes crazy, and then they try. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I mean, you need to fix that issue that they are addressing as soon as possible to continue selling your product in the American market. But in the other, actually, we need to go deep. The thing that they're telling you, like I said, is you are not analyzing data. And one of the issues, or one of the issues in the industry is they comply with, they eliminate, they erase the Form 83, they answer to the FDA, and they stop that. And remember, it's CAPA. So the only thing that you are doing by eliminating that Form 83, answering that letter, is corrective action. But you need to go way deeper to the preventive action. So the risk assessment, risk management is your answer. Has been the answer for other industries, has been the answer for the financial industry, has been the answer for the blockchain industry, for these new technologies, for the oil and gas, for the mining industry, and others. So in other words, we need to learn this from the other industry. This is not new. Actually, the um, the um, the ICHQ9 is based actually in two pillars from the risk-based process safety, now from the chemical industry. That is, the second pillar, it's understanding the risk, and the fourth, it's learning from the experiences. Those two pillars actually is data analysis. It's not other thing. So you understand the risk, and then you learn from the experiences. Actually, you are generating data. Therefore, you're gonna know how to solve problems, to fix, to predict situations or scenarios in the future by doing that. But the most important thing also, you are doing with your own knowledge. That's the thing. It's not cost you anything to do that. So in other words, you need to plan how to do all things. But either way, this fourth industrial revolution is here. We like it or not, we accept it or not, is here, and it's changing everything. And actually, because I'm living in Canada, so actually we start feeling the impact of this change. Um, And also we try to tackle or to adapt to these changes using the old system that is not gonna work. So this is the thing that is gonna work for the pharmaceutical industry because has worked for other industries. So it's gonna work for for the pharmaceutical absolutely. So that's changing actually many things on the ways that we're gonna do things in the pharmaceutical industry. Is we need to interact with more with people um, at all levels. I mean, we need to have a high engagement from top management and more engagement or participation from the bottom. And that's the thing that we want to have an excellent data analysis and information in the future. So risk management. Risk management, like I said, it's identification, assessment, evaluation, control, you communicate and you manage, right? So um, the incident investigations and CAPAs are sources of data to support the decision-making process. So pretty much when you conduct that, that's the learning, the learning from experiences, the four pillar from the risk-based process management, these risk-based process safety management programs, right? That is pretty much is the ICHQ9. It's the same philosophy. So actually, that's the thing it's telling you. So it's follow that process, and you're gonna start generating data. Therefore, you're gonna because now also it's gonna help you to predict failures in the manufacturing and in the analytical process as well by doing that. So let me explain. Incident investigations, they are reactive. Risk management, they are proactive. Risk assessment is proactive. Incident investigation is reactive. So you do an incident investigation if you have a near miss or you have an incident or an occurrence in your process. Now, in terms of the GMPs, right? So you have a gap on the GMP process on the in your GMPs. So you do an investigation. That's reactive. Risk management is proactive. It's predictive. So that's also these numbers, the 550 and the 350 warning letters are telling you. In other words, when the FDA or any health government agency is going to your facility and issue a letter, it's telling you you need to go through the preventive action, not to the preventive, not to the corrective mode. And that is going to be critical. It's going to be a critical change for the fourth industrial revolution. And why it's going to be critical? For the simple factor that changes are occurring or are going too fast. So we see it for example, I want to mention something that is going. I mean, that is happening right now. Internet of Things. Now all your processes they are intercommunicated. So how you gonna do that? How you gonna identify those? How you gonna analyze that data that is coming from that technology? That, by the way, you are spending a lot of money for that. Excuse me. And the reason why you're spending a lot of money is to decrease or to avoid these warning letters. But if you don't analyze the data, you are spending money. Yeah, maybe you're gonna reduce the warning letters, or maybe you're gonna avoid them. But in the reality, you are not taking advantage of that huge investment of that is data. Remember on my last presentation, I said that only 1% of the data that is being generated it's being assessed. Let me rephrase it again. Sorry. So top management is only assessing 1% of the data that's being generated through many sources. Could be investigations, could be obviously CAPAs, could be that the same technology is generating reports, etc. To mention some of a few of those sources of data. So only 1%. So that means if you spend a lot of money, would say you have a capital project for 1 million right? So it's good. It's going to increase production, absolutely. Or you adapt new software to have a better control or better automation process, but in reality, because because we don't have a risk management process, so that data is lost. And that's the risk management when we conduct process. When a process hazard analysis, a PHA in safety, that is going to be the same for the FDA. Pretty much is asking for that. Have a process hazard analysis to identify, to evaluate, to assess, to evaluate, and to control risks. It's pretty much is that. So you need now, you have the system is forcing you and actually is asking you to analyze that data. Therefore, you're going to have a better maintenance programs. You're going to have a better quality programs. You're going to have a better quality assurance programs in the way on the predicted manner, not on the reaction manner. And then you're going to have a better, you can have a better development of medications as well. So I put this blockchain. What the blockchain technology? Many of those, the blockchain technology actually was created from the cryptocurrency, because the cryptocurrency is an electronic currency that you need to track where it's coming from, when you are making that transaction, and where is going that transaction, that money. I'm not saying that, but I don't know what this cryptocurrency is gonna go. And to be honest with you, I'm not the expert of that. But the thing that I know, it's many companies and many technology developers are taking that philosophy from the blockchain to develop this one. And the reason why it's now you're gonna be able in the near future to track each step or your manufacturing, in this case on the pharmaceutical industry, each step of your process in a very efficient manner, in a very effective manner. You can do it through Internet of Things and these blocks. So it's gonna be everything in blocks, right? It's gonna be interconnected, and now you can track everything from the beginning. But to have a very effective and efficient um, system, you need to track, you need to identify risks on each one of the steps. In other words, you need to see what type of scenarios maybe you would face, and what are the risks of those ones, and assess and determine some preventive actions to avoid losses, to avoid waste, to avoid injuries, and to increase performance. So also on I was doing some investigation on this one from the pharmaceutical industry side, and it's telling this searching that I was doing, it's most of the top management of people who are involved in this type of decisions, they look, or they turn their heads to on other industries. It's a small percentage. So if we analyze, it's only 1% there of the data is being assessed. So to learn from other industries, it's gonna be paramount. Like I said, financial, oil and gas, chemical industries, they have been doing this actually from a long time. It's not new risk management. So to apply it to your quality program, you don't know, you need to look to turn your head to those industries as well and start implementing that. So it's very interesting. So risk management actually is going to give you an advantage to adapt to this change before. Okay, what are the benefits of the risk management in this new era? But first, identifying your risk will help the business to innovate. And innovation is a very interesting word in this fourth industrial revolution. So what happened in the pharmaceutical industry right now? So this all the innovation is coming from R&D. So the R&D develop the different routes of to produce that medication. They call it routes, and they select one, and that from that one they actually the company start or they design well, they come with a manufacturing process. There are many decisions that come from the, like I said, manufacturing process. That you develop, transfer the technology. You see your capacity in terms of equipment and production as well. Everything is coming from that route. That route that the R&D selects. Well, now in the future, R&D is not going to be the only big player when we said that we to develop new medications. And actually, innovation is going to come from outside, right? So now, not only R&D is going to innovate, there are innovations that they're going to come from outside. It's going to help you to assess the market, to develop better products, and to have a better very efficient manufacturing processes. So that innovation that is happening right now as we speak is gonna force top management to go to look outside. They need to. There is no other way to do it. And see these type of implementations how they are doing that. That's the reason why here actually on my on this slide we have knowledge, we have innovation. So you can see the little blackboard. So you have words that are very important that is gonna be paramount, very critical in this era. Is teamwork, communication, and leadership. That is not the same as management. So if you see those three words, leadership, teamwork, and communication, that is people. You need to be able to work with people. You need to be able and capable to assess the perspective of your teams. Also, that's going to affect your decision making. Also, you see the slides is cyber security, because now we have the Internet of Things, that everything is connected through the internet. I mean, prime example: you have an automation process in your facility in the pharmaceutical industry. There are some of those softwares, or many of those softwares, that I can modify parameters from my home. They are Wi-Fi connected, and I can do that easily. Or cybersecurity becomes critical. Therefore, when risk management is so critical to have it, because when you do that, actually the FDA is going to ask you, okay, how do you prevent that somebody from outside change parameters? How do you prevent that somebody inside of your company makes parameters whenever they want? We are not tracking those changes. That at the end is going to impact the quality. It's going to increase. It's going to impact maybe it's going to increase the deficiencies. You need to do more investigations. You're going to have a lot of CAPAs, and that is going to cause you a lot of problems. So you need to assess that, and that's risk management. And actually, also that I could see, I forgot to say on at the beginning, one of the issues of the FDA is in those automation processes, in those softwares that some, because now they are connected, or they are connected to their Wi-Fi software, so I can do it from my home if I have the password. If I'm the administrator, yeah, somebody can call me and I say, we need to change that. And then you change the parameters, etc. And then something happened, and then you don't have a system to record that. Where that scenario is going to be identified during the risk assessment. So that's the reason why it's important to have risk management. Like I said, I want to repeat it again: to identify, to assess, to evaluate, to control. Then you communicate, train, and you manage. Knowledge. So you're gonna know. You're gonna, because your teams, they're gonna be engaged to participate more. So all these ideas, they're gonna come through, and then you're gonna be successful. But like I said, you need to be very good on working with people. Knowledge is good, but we are saying is we are creating knowledge. So people skills, they're going to be very important. Actually, I have one article that says the 10 skills, in this case for engineers and safety professionals, they need to have by 2020, and all of them, there are people skills. Check it, and then it's a good article. Okay, so last slide. Um, so now there are 4 steps to succeed in the in this industry revolution. One is start decoding your tacit knowledge. That is so critical. 2, use estimate, manage, aggregate, and create. That's risk management is doing. I mean, is you estimate, you manage, you aggregate, and you create. What is so you estimate, pretty much you are evaluating, assessing, controlling, identifying. You manage. So now you have the risk management program, and then you are communicating, and then you are training, and you are managing that system. It's a system from the identification, from the assessment, from the evaluation, from the control. Now, you have all of that. Now you communicate, and then you manage. Aggregate. So it's having a database of those risks. You don't need to duplicate work. That's one of the things. Avoid duplication, actually. And that's the reason why you have this the little figure, the little picture with a lot of Legos with the tool, and you see the same one. That's duplication. You need to avoid that. And create. So once you go to the risk assessment, you're gonna start creating knowledge. You're gonna start creating new ways of doing things. And also the last one is adopt a based risk decision making process, because it's going to help you a lot in the future, to assess what type of technology you need, and why, and if you need to change or not, and how you're going to adapt to the market and to the behavior of your market, that is people at the end. How you gonna adapt, how you gonna be on top, or how you gonna be in the market. And that's the what this presentation is trying to tell you. Thank you very much for listen to this presentation. I hope that is helping you and give you a vision that how important is risk management in this for industrial revolution in the pharmaceutical industry, but you can use it in other industries as well. And yeah, let me know. You can contact me actually on my YouTube channel, and my link in the YouTube channel is my contact, my phone number, and different platforms that you can contact me. Thank you very much, guys, and have an excellent day. See you next time. Bye.